Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Sometimes when people act in a certain way, I used to look at them and then I used to wonder, why on earth will someone act like this? Like, why on earth will someone do things like this? You get? Because sometimes it's irritating knowing that this is how things should be done, and then people are just doing things anyhow. It's kind of irritating. But I came to realize that um, I grew, so I should allow people grow, right? Yes, and that's the message I want to give you today. That you grew, so allow people to grow. The reason why you can be able to look at people and then point their errors is because you grew. Are you getting it? Probably you are not doing wrong when it comes to that area. You are doing well when it comes to that area. That is to say that you grew, because believe me, there was a time in which you were not good in that particular area. There was a time in which you were not doing well, but due to time and due to growth, you were able to outgrown, you know, that thing. So allow people grow. Don't put people under pressure. Don't insult people. Don't look down on them because they are trying to grow. Are you getting it? You don't look down on a caterpillar because it will soon become a butterfly. So when you see a caterpillar crawling and all of that, don't look down on it, because it just needs time, and then it will grow and then it will become the butterfly that you admire. So when you see people in their growth process, allow them grow, because you also grew. Okay, if you are doing well, it's because you grew. So allow people to grow.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
If you can't stand with people in their days of little beginning, then you don't have the right to stand with them when they are doing well. Most times people don't like associating with what is starting. They don't like associating with what looks small. But as an individual, you must be able to have the eyes that would see things that people are not seeing. You should be able to look at things that are starting and then have a future and know. So if you cannot start with people in their days of their little beginning, then you should not be found in the days of their glory. So you should be able to stand with people in their days of little beginning. You know, um, there are some people that they cannot put in the effort to see that people grow. They cannot put in the effort to see that something starts, because usually at the beginning of success it is usually difficult and it is usually tedious. So you'd have to put in the work to be able to build. So many people don't like putting in that work to build, so they shy away from responsibility, and they await manifestation, they await growth, they await when everything is now fruitful, then they now come and they want to be partakers. Things are not done that way. If you cannot stand with people or with anything at the early stage or at the beginning or at its rising, then you don't have the right to stand when the thing is now prospering or when the thing is now succeeding. So take note of this. When you see something that is starting, okay, be an individual that is ready to go and be part of the rising of that thing. Okay, it can be people, be part of the rising of people. Are you getting it? And then even if you don't want to show up in the day of their glory, they will be the one to invite you, because were you were so important and you contributed a lot in their days of rising.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
One lesson I've grown to learn in life is that people are dynamic. Particularly I have looked down on people, and then to my greatest surprise and to my greatest shock, those people changed. People are dynamic. People don't remain static. People change. Are you getting it? You can hear statement like Obi is no longer a boy. The idea of the statement is that people change. Someone that is a boy some years back is now a man. Are you getting it? Or someone who is a boy today, give him some time, he will become a man. So people change. So don't just look at people and then look down on them, because I myself, I have been shocked several times. I've looked at people and then despised them. Though many a times I will not let them know, I will not relate to them. But I'm telling you what is going on in my inside. I have despised people several times, and then they have proved me wrong. Like, they have made me to realize that people can really change. So I have grown to learn not to despise people. So anytime I look at someone, probably the way the person is looking and all of that, and then there is any iota of despise for that person that is beginning to come through to my mind, I disregard it. I throw it off immediately, because I know that it's just a matter of time. People are dynamic. It's going to shock me again. People change. I getting it. So don't just look at people and then look down on them and then despise them. It will shock you. God is already working on them. They are getting better already. So never be that one that despise people, because people are dynamic. They change for good. Okay? Yeah.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Another thing you must realize is that people have a long way to go. In fact, how will you be confident to look at someone who is just probably 18 years old, and then you are looking down on him, and then you are feeling that his life has ended? Don't you know that there are people that started the work of destiny at the age of 75, and they did exploits? Don't you know that? So why would someone be at the age of 20, at the age of 30, and then you look at the person and then you despise the person and you think the person will never come up to anything? Don't be so naive and don't be so myopic. People have a long way to go. They have a long way to go. Someone is 30, man, did you know when the person will die? You're not God. The person has probably 70 years to live. Oh, okay, maybe 70 years is too much, but the person has 50 years to live. Okay, in fact, even if it's 20 years the person have to live, 20 years is a good amount of time, to do exploits. So don't just look at people and then despise them. People have a long way to go. That is one thing that you must realize. If there is anything that our Nigerian movie have taught us, is that anyone you despise today, man, can shock you tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm not saying that you yourself will not get better. I'm not saying that you yourself is not going to do exploit. What I'm trying to say is that don't despise people, because people have long way to go. Are you getting it? Anything can happen. After all, you don't hold people's life in your hand. Are you getting it? So people can do well. People can do exploit. You cannot judge people by their today, because they have a long way to go.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Still on we are all victims. One thing that you must learn to do as an individual, you must be able to create the atmosphere that allow people grow. You must be able to create that atmosphere. And how do you create that atmosphere? You create the atmosphere for growth by tolerating people. Because when people don't know things, they will flop. Are you getting it? They will do a lot of wrong things. But you must be able to tolerate people. You must be able to create that atmosphere that allow people who are small to grow into becoming great. I'm telling you the truth. If you can do this as an individual, oh my God, you are going to be an exceptional leader. In fact, even if people do not consider you to be one, the people that you have created this atmosphere for, and they became great, they will consider you as a great leader. I get it. So you don't even need to occupy any position to be able to do this. Now, as an individual, you make it a sense of responsibility to always create the atmosphere that allow people to grow. How do you create that atmosphere again? You create that atmosphere by tolerating people in their weaknesses. I get it. You guide them even when they are still not getting it right. You allow them understand that they can be better. You create that atmosphere that will make them relax and at the same time seek for improvement. When you do that, oh my God, you are going to change the life of so many people. Why are we doing this? Why should you do this? You should do this because you yourself that is doing well in one area or the other, you were once victim. Are you getting it? You were once not doing well. So if you see people that are not doing well today, you should have that sense of responsibility in helping them to become better. I have seen so many situations whereby people felt that because they were treated in a wrong way while they were coming up, then they would have to treat people in wrong ways. No, these are not meant to be like that. You should consider in your days of little beginnings, think about it. Look at the kind of support you actually needed. then at this point in time that you are now doing well, you should be able to offer that support to people. Are you getting it? Don't make people feel the heat that you felt when you were coming up. Things are not done that way. Learn to create the atmosphere to make people grow.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Another thing you must know is that you shouldn't be quick in finding fault in people. Am I saying that people will always do right? No. A lot of times people will be wrong, right? We are all human. So when you interact with people, you would actually notice that they will do a lot of wrong things. But don't be quick in finding fault. Rather be quick in helping people to overcome their faults. Now look at it. When you look at people and then they are not doing well, right? What should be coming to your mind, or what you should start thinking about is, how can I make this person better? In what way can I contribute to make this person better? Don't begin to look at the wrong things that the person is doing, right? And then begin to support it and put it to his face that you cannot do this. Look at the way you are doing that. You are not up to the task and all of that. No, don't be in haste to spot out fault, but be in haste to offer correction. Be in haste to assist people overcome their fault. So if somebody is doing wrong, then you begin to think about it. How can I be able to assist this person? Okay, let's assume that somebody doesn't smell nice, right? Instead of you telling the person that, look at you are smelling, can't you take good care of yourself and all of that, you can decide to get a perfume for the person as a gift. I get it, because you are trying to find way to correct their fault. You are trying to find way to help them overcome their fault. That is how to live. I get it. You should be able to seek opportunities to help people overcome their fault, not to put it to their face that they are wrong. Because when people are not doing well, they already know that they are not doing well. You don't have to tell them again that they are not doing well. The best thing that you can do for them is to sit down and by the help of God, be able to identify means in which you can be of support. And this is not to ridicule them, but this is to sincerely help them to be able to overcome their fault. So be always up and doing in assisting people to overcome their fault, and don't be so passionate about pointing out people's fault and errors, but rather assist them to overcome the faults.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.
Still on, we were still victim. If you were in a situation before that you never liked, and then somehow you were able to pass through that situation, you of all people should know that you should tirelessly contribute to make people better. Tirelessly contribute to make people better. Me as an individual, I could remember periods when I was in primary school that I was just so dull. But somehow along the line, help came for me, and then I became bright. It would be wickedness in my own part to see someone who is not doing well academically, and then I look down on the person. No, my common sense should let me know that this one can be able to get better, since I myself was in his shoe and I got better. It therefore means that he can also get better, and then it should be my responsibility to contribute tirelessly to make sure that the person gets better. That's just what I'm bringing to you today. That if you have passed a level before, when you have the opportunity, tirelessly contribute to make people better. Am I saying that you'll be able to help everybody? No, I'm not saying that you will be able to help everybody, but I'm saying that the little that you can do it with the whole of your heart, to make sure that people get better, to make sure that people never remain the same. Take it as a sense of responsibility. Consider yourself. You were once victim, right? You were not this good. You were not this bright. You were not this financially stable. But somehow along the line, by the mercy of God, you are now doing well. So don't treat people as rags. Allow them, give them the opportunity to also become better by giving your own support and giving your own contribution. contribute in making people better.
Truth pill.
Super intelligence.